Look alive, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show, episode 192. The title is Bills Expose the Lions, Eagles are state champs, NFL Week 15, and the Heisman Heist. Sometimes I forget what I write in there.
I almost brought a broom out.
You did?
Yeah, I almost brought a broom to the show. But
How come?
as you said that it was the state championship in Pennsylvania, Steelers didn't allow me to get the clean sweep today.
I know what you're talking about. I was like, how did the Bills get a sweep? But now
I
remember.
I did, however, sweep that parlay.
The JA, he said you need 1 yard from him.
Yeah, I did over 50.5. I did Bills plus 2.5. I did Josh over 40 yards rushing, and Jahmyr Gibbs was like plus 21 receiving yards.
Did Jahmyr Gibbs got there?
Oh yeah, he got like 45 or something, 50.
Good for
They
him.
all crushed what their over under were.
Oh, hold on, text. I didn't. You told me to put it in the group. I forgot to. I forgot to change it in the actual thing. Whoops.
Is he sitting in a different waiting room now?
He might be. Whoops. Well, no, I sent it to. There you go. I sent it to. Hold on. I sent it to our group message, but I didn't send it. I didn't put it in the document. So that's on me. That's on me. Tell him to. I guess I'll tell him to try it again. Hold on. You're on the road, dude. Technical difficulties. Obviously, you're not in your normal setup.
No. I forgot my computer. Just not thinking, trying to pack last minute. I had one day at home. Packing last minute because we had our company Christmas party that I had to go to during that one day that I was home. So, I just left my computer at home. So trying to do it on my phone in the hotel.
But hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
If you see the Millie Goats logo popped up, it's because I'm looking at my notes to see what I want to say, because we always write our notes on our phone throughout the week. And apparently, they don't put pen and pencil and paper, like the little notepads in the hotels anymore. I can't find it anywhere.
That's what I still use. Look, I have one right here.
Yeah.
I write notes throughout the day that I want to take.
See, I do that. I just do mine in my notes thing on my phone.
BMO's here. B. McCormick is here.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, and guess who else is here? Tex is here. We don't know if we can hear him yet.
Let's go.
All right, there he is. Yes, we can hear him.
Cowboys.
Okay. Oh yeah, you were on boots on the ground 2 games there. You were in Charlotte. J-Vi was in Cleveland.
I was in Charlotte.
I was here. We played football in the front yard today. My son, my daughter, and myself.
Nice. All-time QB?
Depending on what he wants to do. He's still learning the game, so he loves for me to throw him the ball, and then he wants me to tackle him. So
smear your peers.
Punt return.
Dude, that's basically what it is, punt return. And so what he does is he jukes and jives, and then he'll get by me, and then I chase him down and try to slap the ball out of his hand. I don't actually tackle him, but
peanut punch.
Exactly. And then my daughter wants to get involved, so now he knows he's bigger than her, so he started to run her over, which freaks her out. So, but she'll get tough from it. She'll be fine. So
you gotta step in.
What am I gonna step in, man? She's gonna get tough. Man. Let her get run over.
She needs it.
Exactly.
Kids need to know.
Exactly.
Okay. Go ahead. Kids need to know.
Hey, wait a minute! I didn't see you stepping in whenever your daughter ran over your son.
Hey,
mowed him right over.
She's older though.
I see you stepping in.
She's older. But no, speaking of my son running over through things, Elf on the Shelf, we've talked about it a few times on here already. I was trying to put up a wreath at our house, and I accidentally, because we have to put the elf up high because my son's 1.5, and he doesn't understand you can't touch it. So he always tries to go for it. So I always have to put it up high. So I put the elf. It was on the mantle doing something. I was trying to put the wreath up. I accidentally knocked the elf onto the ground. My wife scoops it up with some paper and throws it on the tree so my daughter doesn't see, that we touched it. My son, from about 10 yards out, full sprint.
Mad dash.
To it. No stopping at the tree, runs through the tree. I have to grab the tree so it doesn't fall over. He just plunged onto the tree. I was like, dude, what are you doing?
Dude, you got to admit,
we were dying laughing though.
Hey, there you go. B. McCormick. He said Dallas got us all money today.
That's
Tex
right.
was there. Boots on the ground.
Tex was there.
Did your kids like it?
They had fun. They had fun. They just got about midway through the third quarter. We can't feel our hands because it rained a little bit. Yeah, it was like 40. It was hovering in the low 40s, 41, 42, and they were. And I gave them hand warmers. I did everything I could possibly do, and they were about done about that time.
It's a long game, man. It's a long game. One
Yep.
day you'll talk to them one day, and then you'll be like, remember that time you wanted to leave football early? And then you'll be like, one day you'll be wanting all the football you could possibly get.
Yep.
So that's all I'm saying. But
it was fun though, huh?
Yeah, they had fun. They want to go again, which is the important part.
There you go. That's what it's all about.
Did your youngest daughter decide that she wanted to be a Panthers fan?
No, she's a Bills fan. Both my daughters are Bills fans. My mother
we did it.
Nope.
is converting them.
Nope.
I want to be their own people. So, if they want to be Bills fans, that's fine. I just have to get ready for a lot of disappointment.
Have you signed them up for a 2 Bills Drive membership yet?
No.
Did they get grandfathered in or grandmothered in?
They might. They could be grandmothered in. I'll have to take them to a game up there at some point.
Yeah.
Hey, we know a guy. You might want to go in the next few years. You get the treatment there. So, all right. It's National Cupcake Day. Cupcakes were enjoyed throughout the 17th and 18th century. There wasn't really a lot of fun facts on cupcakes. And the pick'ems was a disaster this week. We went 4-1 last week. I picked Miami. Dude, speaking of Miami, I hope that guy's okay. I can't remember what his name is. I don't know if you guys have seen
I didn't see it.
They had to cut off his shoulder pads and stuff. He got hit coming over the middle. He's out of Charlotte. I can't remember what his name is. Anyways.
Lamb?
No. He was a receiver.
Oh. UNCC or from Charlotte?
I think UNCC.
Oh.
So if I'm going to gain weight in honor of the 200th episode, trying to get up 200 for 2 Bills Drive.
What?
You're going to gain weight in honor of the 200th episode, 2 Bills Drive.
No. If I'm ever 200, I will quit the podcast because I need to get in shape.
So pick Miami, Pittsburgh, Denver. That game was hilarious. Cleveland, that was a disaster. And then Minnesota, we're still waiting. So the best we can do is 2-3. Sorry. Anyways, we're trying to win the Millie. I was not even close. I had the worst lineup of all time. And Green Bay, Seattle currently at halftime. Green Bay is throttling Seattle. Shocker. And I got to send another fight online with a prominent media figure. Josina Anderson. May have heard of her. ESPN. Was she ESPN?
Yes.
Okay.
When you initially told me her name, I did have to look her up.
Yeah.
Because I didn't recognize the name. But yeah, I think she was on Get Up or something. She was a host of Get Up.
I don't know.
Or but one of those Let's Talk.
The reason I got us in a fight, we're going to talk NFL Week 15. We've got all the guys. We got Bills are on fire. The Niners are literally on fire. and the Cowboys are not dead yet. And we have all the other teams. But this is right out of the gate. So we didn't get to talk about this. But the 49ers had Devondre Campbell, who just quit basically mid-game. Said he wasn't going to play. And then Charvarius Ward was talking about it after the game. All the players were. And then Josina Anderson said, there's no need to jump to instant job loss. He should be given the time to share his mindset and to commune with his teammates after more time to reflect and demonstrate better.
Absolutely not. Everybody else is out there playing. You got a dude who just looks at it and says, no, I'm not going to get there with the boys. Like, that's not. Absolutely not.
And
that's why I went after him. That's why I went after him. I was like, this is nonsense right here.
And football is not no basic corporate job. If people quit their corporate job, nobody cares. Like, you go through stuff with these guys in the locker room. So that's why it matters to them. That's why they can say what they say.
I mean, that was the thing. Is I went in there and I said, this guy who's talking right now, I don't know if you guys know about what happened to him.
Very little.
Very little. Okay, so I don't know if he had a daughter that was having some trouble. She was 1 or 1.5 years old. So his daughter, unfortunately, passed away. That's Charvarius Ward. And so I said, the guy in this video probably has gone through more than what Devondre Campbell has gone through. Like, if he's saying this stuff, then Devondre Campbell has no room to get any type of platform. No. She kept going back at us, talking about trying to. Well, we have to give grace with we don't want to assume we have to. She kept trying to fortune cookie me, and I'm like, woman, what are you talking? This guy quit in the middle of the game. He did not consult his teammates before he did this. He didn't give them grace. He didn't give them anything. Why do they have to give it? Why is it all on them to give him the benefit of the doubt when he didn't give his teammates the benefit of the doubt? So she was, I don't know what she kept talking about. She just kept trying to like motivationally speak me into some sort of weird gamble. So, but anyway.
Those guys are all playing. Those guys are all playing for playoffs. They're playing to get in playoffs. They need everybody.
And you know what a locker room's like. You play for each other.
Yeah.
You have your other things you play for, but one of the things you do is you play for the dudes in that locker room.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it was that.
I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt and think of what if somebody in his family passed away the day of the game or something, and he just couldn't do it. He couldn't play. But then I'm like, his guys in the locker room wouldn't be talking the way they're talking if something like that happened. It's just, yeah.
And it would have been a storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's basically what I said to her. I was like, if it was something bad, then yes, that makes sense. But at the same time, the guy who is talking did have that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Among others that are in that locker room, like that had the same. But she said, she said, we can also note the reactions are less than 2 hours after the heat of the moment in the discussion. Time removed as part of the assessment. And I said everything I basically just said. She goes, it's never a burden to offer grace over time in the presence of accountability. And I'm like, what are we talking about here, lady? What?
Did she just Cam Newton you? Just say a bunch of big words to try to hope to make they sound good.
It's never a burden to offer grace over time in the presence of accountability. I'm like, he wasn't accountable. You can't ask him to be accountable when you're not accountable. What are you talking about, lady? Anyways, so we've been in a.
To drop your White Goodman on her.
Wait, oh, you thought that I think that you think I was sometimes? Like, what are we doing? Exactly. He quit in the middle of the game. Like, so, anyways, that's how we kick off the show. We didn't get to talk about it, but that dude quit, and I don't really know how you can. This lady, whatever. Anyways, we got the headlines. We've got scoreboard salute. We got Homer Alley. J-Bob's going to get to brag. Tex is going to get to brag. We got the bets, the DFS goat rack, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely on a heater, without question. We got all kinds of football. We got the listener league. Actually, I don't know what happened to the listener league. Things did not go well. It just shut off. Somebody sent me a message, said, "Hey, can you see yours? I can't see mine." I'm like, "Yeah, it should be working." And I signed in. I was like, "Nope, not working." I have no idea what happened. So we'll have to ask Butch about that. So, and Reddit College Football says and unblocked us, even though people have told him to. Cowards. Anyways, anything else, boys?
I'm gonna say that I like the all white that the Packers are wearing. I don't normally like the color rush stuff because it confuses me. Like the Detroit game, I was trying to figure out who the heck was playing at all times with the blue helmets. But I like these all whites.
My wife asked, she was asking about those black uniforms. She goes, "Wait a minute. They're not normally black uniforms, are they?" And I was like, "No, but it's like their Motor City, DC, whatever uniform." So, anyways, it created some buzz. The Lions black uniforms.
Yeah. Like, who are they playing again? That's the buzz it created. Who is this?
And see, that's the buzz I'm getting for this text. I disagree with the white helmets for the Packers. I'm like, are they playing the Chargers? I'm like, where's Justin Herbert?
I think. Well, I get what you're saying. I think they look clean. But they gotta wear it. It's gotta be like more than just one game that they wear them.
Yeah.
Wait, the black ones?
No. The all whites.
Oh, okay.
I guess I see what you're saying. The color rush sometimes, if it's not the normal, something about it's not normal, then it's hard to see who's playing. I see what you're saying.
It's just weird because you got neon green and white. So I don't know. It's just weird to me. Geno Smith made a terrible throw in the half.
You're saying they should have gone with all yellows? Packers should have gone all yellow?
I don't know. Maybe
sweet.
I don't know. Guess there's really no way to do a color rush against Seattle. These two teams, they're too similar.
It's a highlighter. That's what it is. But I know that's Seattle.
Yes.
I don't know that.
You think the Packers look like the Chargers?
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to see that.
Maybe it's the angle that I'm watching the TV because I don't know. The TV's like diagonal. I feel like I'm at a bad table seat at the bar watching the game.
All right. Let's get into what do we have next? The headlines. So let's salute everybody. Shh. Okay. Choked on my spit there for my gum. Okay. We got the headlines, ladies and gentlemen. Got the headlines. We're a week out. Wait, no, we're dad blame close to Christmas, boys. I mean, bowl season has started. But
hit it, J-Vi. Roast nuts roasting. Hit us.
Roast nuts roasting on an open fire.
Let's go. It's time for roast nuts.
Come on. So I've been watching so many. Dude, I've done so much Christmas stuff. We did cookies. We did peanut butter balls. I mean, I made peppermint bark. Like, I'm all over the place, boys.
Have you watched Office Christmas Party yet?
No.
Watch it.
Okay. All right.
Hilarious.
I'll take that. All right, here are the headlines, peer reviewed by everybody on this show right now, as always. And also the shambles-o-meter, as I've always said, up for debate. Anybody can send one in. Nobody did. So we just have one iteration of that, and you can't say anything because everybody has an opportunity to send one in. People are thinking that it's going to be dominated by one particular team, and that's just not the case. So that's neither here nor there. We'll get to it whenever we get to it. So here we go. Here are the headlines. Okay. Number 5. We have to give Lamar Jackson credit. Look, there is nobody that will sit up here on this show and yell about Lamar Jackson more than us. But he did throw for 5 touchdowns today. He was 21 of 25. It was against the Giants, 35-14. The Ravens win. So it's still, I watched the game. Some of the throws he made were pretty impressive. Now, not from the pocket, as always, but still, they were pretty impressive throws. That's about as much positive talk about Lamar Jackson I've ever done on this show.
Yeah, I mean, he's in the NFL. You know, he can throw a good ball. He just needs to be, like you said, out of the pocket.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what it was. He was running right, running left, but there was still some pretty impressive. I was like, that's a good throw. Like, that's a good throw. But it is. They all, like, I was watching Anthony Richardson too, and I'm like, they all kind of do the same thing, like mobile quarterbacks for the most part. They sit back there, pat the ball, act like they're reading something, and then they just start running around.
Yeah, Josh Allen does that.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Mobile quarterbacks. Was that who that was that caught was that Tez Walker from UNC? They caught that one touchdown? That's pretty good. So the Giants stink. They've lost. I don't think they've won. So they set the record for most home losses in a row with that loss today. They suck, dude. They are so bad.
Yeah.
Tommy Cutlets went out. So
they keep putting that guy back in.
They got it. He's gonna have to wear some Guardian caps. I saw Romeo Dobbs had a Guardian cap on. So the Ravens win, set up a huge matchup between the Steelers because they lost in Baltimore next week. And what was this? There was something else I was going to say about this
Lamar
game.
can't beat the Steelers.
He can't, but it's going to be at home. So,
for the division too.
Also, shout out to everybody who bet Justice Hill over 30 or whatever it was, receiving and rushing yards. Good for them.
Oh, nice.
I voted. I bet that.
Oh, never a doubt.
Oh, somebody already said, RG3 already said next week was it RG3? We'll decide the MVP between Lamar and Josh Allen. And I'm like, oh my God, we're doing that again.
I think.
Why does next week decide the MVP?
Yeah, I don't know. Josh Allen in his last 4 games has been incredible. But Lamar's going to have to win the division, get his team to 3 seed to maybe be considered. If they lose next week, he's not. There's not a chance.
No. So, but it's just funny. It's like that's what it's going to do. They're going to do all. Here come the MVP games. Everybody get ready. Was that you, McCormick? Was that you, B. McCormick? Somebody said it earlier today. That's why it stuck out. If it was B. McCormick, then yes. Somebody mentioned it today, and I was like, that's a great idea, and I went and bet it. So it had to be. If it was B. McCormick, then credit to you. Number 4 is put Baker in the MVP conversation. That's enough that he's not getting talked about. Let's get Jared Goff out of there, and let's put Baker in, boys. The Buccaneers 40-17 against the league's top defense. Baker threw 4 touchdowns, 22-27.
He's having a good year. You know, people are saying that Goff was better in his loss than Josh Allen was last week in his loss. But Josh Allen's winning the MVP.
Okay, what means more to you as a Bill fan, him winning the MVP or winning the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl, for sure.
Well, you're pretty cheesy about the MVP right now.
Well, he's playing the best in anybody in football.
You can't. You want that MVP in the feather in the cap. That's what you want.
MVP Super Bowl.
Got to get Super Bowl MVP.
No, he won't. I don't care if he gets that. He will, because he's gonna have to be Superman for us to win it. But
Tex said it earlier. Tex, what'd you say in the group message about the Bills?
I don't remember.
You said they don't have a championship level defense.
Oh, yeah, that. Oh, they don't. You can't let up over 40 points 2 weeks, almost over 40 points 2 weeks in a row. Be championship level.
Yeah, but when your offense is scoring at will,
Well, yeah,
Doesn't matter.
well, it did matter last week. They couldn't score, or what was it, 2 weeks ago?
No. Who'd they play last
They
week?
couldn't score enough.
Who'd they lose to last week?
They lost like 45-42.
It was the
Josh Allen
Rams.
scored 6
It was
touchdowns.
the Rams.
Yeah.
Rams.
44-42.
Yeah,
They lost
couldn't
by
stop
2.
the Rams, and the Rams aren't that good.
I mean, the
Rams are
Niners held the
good,
Rams
dude.
to 12 points for crying out loud.
In the pouring
yeah, dude.
rain.
It was pouring rain for a quarter.
In the pouring rain.
The
And
second,
you're also
I'm so sick.
you're
I'm
also
so sick
division
of all.
opponents.
That is down later in the show because I got in another Twitter argument with people about Matthew Stafford, and we'll talk about that later. But holy smokes, we'll get to that later. Anyways, put Baker in there. The Buccaneers 8-6. They're about to lock up that division.
Baker can be invited to the presentation.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying give it to him. I said put him in there. I didn't say give him. It's right there on the screen.
Yeah, Baker can be Gabriel from Morgan.
Invite him to. We got that later too. Mahomes, number 3. Mahomes was hurt. He wasn't injured. Supposedly they've already X-rayed. Good to go. He's going to be week to week. Mahomes and the Chiefs win 21-7. I'm so sick. I mean, it wasn't a 1-score game. Good for them. But the Chiefs win. I watched that game. 5 turnovers by Jameis Winston, which we'll talk about in a second.
Ugly.
Oh, you were there. That's right.
Yeah, it was ugly. I looked at somebody one point on the sideline. I was like, it's got to be like 5 o'clock. This game's taking forever. And, I mean, it was about 4:15 when the game ended, which is normal. But I guess just because of the lack of entertainment in the game, it was a pretty boring game. And it was wet and cold and rainy, and it just seemed like it took forever.
Dude, they could not. I mean, Jameis threw 3 interceptions. Didn't he have a fumble too? I think they had 5 turnovers.
Yeah, he had 4 picks, I think. And no, DTR threw 1.
DTR threw 1.
And
So they threw 4, and then they lost. They lost 2. The Browns had 6 turnovers.
Yeah, it was bad, and it was like back-to-back plays to start the second half. He threw a pick. Chiefs scored on like 3 plays, and then they came out there and I think fumbled. It was like back-to-back plays to start the second half.
Well, I'm sitting here looking at the team stats and the box score, and I'm like, it's not like the Chiefs weren't that much better on third down efficiency. They didn't have that many more total plays. They didn't have that many more total yards. Their passing was not that much better. Their rushing wasn't that much better. It was just like we sit here and watch the Chiefs win this game, and it's like, what did they do to deserve it? Pat Mahomes was 19 of 38 for 159 yards.
Yeah, he had
That's terrible.
He had a lot of overthrows today. I mean, I never seen him overthrow his guys like he did today. But I didn't even really see him get hurt. I saw him kind of hobbly a little bit, but I feel like he went back into the game after I noticed that. So I just assumed they took him out. You know, this game's kind of in hand. Let's let Wentz get some reps.
Yeah, he got popped. I mean, he got popped whenever he threw that ball. So it was his ankle, but I don't. It's just, he seems to be okay. I'm sure it's some sort of sprain. Geno Smith's out of the game.
Yeah, he got rocked. Well,
Yeah,
he got like tackled weird.
Okay, I was like, I'm looking up, and I'm like, who is that? And quarterback Sam Howell, dude, the Howitzer. Throw it. Let him gunsling it, baby. He's a gunslinger. So, anyways, Tex, Edge wants you to speak on it. The chest pass exists. He texted me, and he said, Tex was complaining about the Dr. Pepper challenge, saying it was not a football move, and then Josh Allen went out there and did. Didn't you say that too, J?
Yeah, I did say that.
So, I mean, was it a jet sweep chest pass?
No, it was him. It was him stepping up in the pocket and then acting like he was going to run. And when the safety came up, he chest passed it to Kincaid. And as soon as he passed it, before Kincaid even got it, he was running to the sidelines like Steph Curry, with the assist, because he knew Kincaid was going to catch it, but it got called back because of holding.
What? Okay. Follow-up question: was it a two-handed pass?
Yes.
Two-handed chest pass.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, dude! And then Edge says Baker pass. That's what I'm saying, dude. We put him in the MVP. That's what we were talking about. Edge
Josh Allen had that in the first half.
Dude, the Lions can't stop anybody. That's a problem. If they play a good quarterback, they will get torched.
I got something on that.
Okay. All right. Edge also is trying to say, "Oh, I called it. I wasn't. You said that it wasn't a surefire win against the Rams." Ugh. Everybody's saying that now. The Niners lose. Everybody piles on.
Wait a minute.
He said check the tape. I'm like, I don't remember you saying that at all. But okay, dude. Whatever.
I don't remember saying that either.
That's 2 versus 1. Edge. He's probably yelling at his phone right now.
I was there.
Okay. Wait a minute. Number 2. I think the era of Jameis and Will Levis, man, it's over. But they are funny to watch, dude. You can say whatever you want to about Will Levis. That dude, I don't know why he gets so mad, but man, does that guy stink at football. He threw back-to-back interceptions. That guy stinks. And he gets so mad. Like, there is nobody on the planet that gets, for whatever reason, that gets more mad than Will Levis. Like, and it's fake mad too. It's like you can only get that mad so many times at yourself before you're just like, dude, just stop throwing interceptions. Because every time it's the same. He slams his helmets down, flips his hair and fixes his headband, and then goes right back out there. He goes right back out there and throws another interception. He was 8 of 12 for 89 yards and 3 picks. Oh my gosh, dude, that's so bad. They benched him for Mason Rudolph, and the Titans lost 27-37 against the Bengals. And we just kind of talked about Jameis about. It's just, I don't know. They're so bad. They're funny, are they not?
Yeah, I mean, and they, like you said, Jameis had his speeches, and Will Levis act like he's mad. It's like, it's almost just like when your favorite comedian puts out a lot of great movies, and then all of a sudden, he just gets old and a little less funny.
Everybody's like, Jameis captured the nation, and then it's like, all right, Lord's going to deliver him from pick sixes. That's great. And then he goes out there and turns the ball over 6 times. It's like, all right.
I kept telling Browns fans that in the elevator, because they're like, what are you doing here? I was like, well, I'm working the game, and they're like, well, Browns are going to get killed again. I was like, you never know. This could be the week that the Lord delivers Jameis from interception.
What'd they say to that?
They just laughed, and it was not the week that the Lord.
No. He didn't throw pick sixes, though. So
it's pick 6. He said the Lord was going to deliver him from picks. He's praying for the Lord to deliver him from pick 6, and he didn't throw one.
Oh, here's Edge mad.
Step by step.
He said, "Check the tape." Tex was sleeping. That's why he wears shields. Hey, here's your guy, dude.
I can tell you that right now. I'm so tired.
Here's Josh. Cowboys to the Super Bowl.
Hey, let's go. We still got a chance. I still got my future in too. I put a future in on him.
Hey,
not dead.
Plus 1,000. Plus 1,000.
Eliminated the Panthers.
We did. Hey, one step at a time, baby. One step at a time, Josh. We in it.
Come on, man.
We up in this beast.
Cooper Kupp's finding his.
We're just hitting our zone right now.
Hey,
Rush.
Hey, Cooper Kush.
Yeah.
Smoking them boys out there.
Rush is finding his rhythm.
Quarterback controversy in Dallas, baby.
He had a couple of plays today where I was like, ooh, this guy.
The boys were all there too.
We were.
The boys were all there.
I was there. Butch was there. Quigley's was there.
I mean, we're getting pictures of the stadium from all sorts of different places.
I know. Felt like I was there.
And number 1, the Eagles abandoning the run, because I guess they made it a point today to make sure that everybody knows that Jalen Hurts can throw the football, and there's no beef between all the Eagles guys. They beat the Steelers 27-13, and Najee Harris can't catch anything. That was hilarious.
Wow, yeah.
And I would like to put out a milk carton. Where the hell is where is Saquon Barkley? I was led to believe that this man. Now, the only reason I'm really mad at Saquon Barkley is because I have him on my fantasy football team, all of them. And it's the playoffs, and every time I look up, Kenny Gainwell's in the game for some reason. What is that all about?
I wonder if they're just saving him.
They want him to break the rushing record against the Giants.
Oh my God, are you serious?
I just guessing.
He said no controversy. Trey Lance was the issue. No. There's controversy, dude. Cooper Rush is out there finding his rhythm, buddy. You can say whatever you want. That offense was humming.
He made some really good throws. Cooper Rush did. He made some really good throws, but then he had like a fumble, a couple of bad fumbles, and not so great. A couple of not so great throws, but he's definitely a good backup quarterback. He's a good backup quarterback.
You get a win and
comes out and gets wins.
You bash your quarterback.
No, dude, I'm just saying. There's a couple of plays.
Can't believe the Panthers lost. First time they've been favored in 30 games. That's what it was. Yeah. They were favored in the first time in 30 games. So BMO said the Pittsburgh thing started with when Darnell Washington blocked that guy. That was Darius Slay out of the back of the end zone, and then he said the Steelers were. They threw like personal flags only on the Steelers, and then Darius Slay apparently punched him in the face. So
it all started on Friday when Najee Harris was at Dave and Buster's.
Hey, he still got that grease all over his hands from the wings.
Good
Dave and Buster's. That's like us trusting Viterra's high school QB days to save us at half. Hey, that was me. That was me. It was the QB.
Yeah, I was the wideout.
That's right. Hey, we used to go after practice, Josh. We used to run all over everybody.
Yeah, we shut down safeties at Thanksgiving.
That's right. We got yelled at. You remember that?
Elliott threw his hat.
Pick 6. Don't strong. We remember the Titans, that thing. Left side, strong side. I don't remember who was playing what, but yeah, the Eagles won, and I'm mad at Saquon, and he only had 19 carries for 65 yards. And the other thing, it's facts. Facts. It was actually to Josh. It was meant to be to Josh.
Yeah, but it looked like you were trying to spike the ball.
Dude, I've thrown a million footballs in my life. Never, ever have I ever thrown a football that went like that.
Hey.
Oh, my God. I still remember that, too. It was in the indoor. I still remember that.
That is too.
I had a lot of weird firsts.
I had to leave the indoor because I was laughing so hard.
I'll never forget. Hey, get in there. I'm like, what? I haven't thrown a ball in like 3 years. What are you talking about? Oh, my gosh. Okay. Eagles. Receiver got mad. That actually worked out for the Eagles because A.J. Brown went for 110 and a touchdown. That's how it's supposed to work. If you're a receiver and you get mad and they force feed you the ball, that's what's supposed to happen. The ball is not supposed to clang off your chest and cost your team a touchdown.
Yeah, you better do that if you're asking for the ball, not Debo. He would have scored on that play too.
Oh, there was no question because Ricky Pearsall was lead block. The whole thing was designed. Oh my gosh, Christian Watson just got decleated. Anyways, anything else on Philly Eagles? The Eagles are state champs, I guess. They're tied now for the
yeah.
For the 1 seed in the NFC.
You're welcome, Eagles fans.
I was getting ready to say. But Tex, you got anything on the Eagles and Steelers?
No, the Eagles better keep it up.
I'll tell you this, Mike Tomlin had some serious sideline faces going on there. He was hitting these all game. I don't know why. I mean, he was hitting a lot of those. I guess he does that when he's mad. So, I don't know. The Eagles good? Maybe. Who knows? They're 12-2, so good for them. All right. Next up is Scoreboard Salute. So this is when we take another look at some other scores around the country. Usually we do football or NFL, but this is reserved for two things only. Number one is they do look, yeah, the defense is Vic Fangio's got them running. He's got them running. Those new DBs they got are legit. DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell, all those guys. Scoreboard salute goes to two things. Number one, Army Navy. Man, is there a better game? I don't know. I just love watching that game. I love Army Navy. Navy wins 31-13. Wrecked Army's Cinderella season, and they put it on them. There's really nothing else to say. The play calling in the first half, dude. They were running more. That had to be more throwing or passing plays that's ever been called in the history of a half of an Army Navy game.
Could you imagine?
I would say so.
Could you imagine if Army would have beaten Notre Dame, won their conference championship, and then that happened?
That would have been the travesty of the century, dude.
Well, the playoffs would have already been picked.
Oh, that's true.
Would they get kicked out of the playoffs? I don't know.
No way.
No, they wouldn't be able to do it. Everything had already been scheduled.
No way. You can't do that. Can't do it. So yeah, that also, there was one play. Shout out to the Army O-line for winning the Joe Moore Award, which was the best offensive line in the country. That is awesome. So there was one play, Tex, you remember this one, right? I think it was in the first half where Navy ran was it Navy or Army? Somebody ran a speed option, and the safety came down, and it was just textbook. As soon as the running back got the ball, the safety put his helmet right in his chest. It was, I was like, I want to watch that 100 times in a row because that was just beautiful.
Yep. That's a beautiful thing. The other one that I liked was the receiver went across and they did like a little jet sweep to him, and the corner chased him all the way across the field in man coverage, and he caught that ball. And as soon as he caught it, the corner tackled him on the other side. I was like, man, discipline assignment football. That was freaking awesome.
Bruce could be most throws in an Army Navy game half. Can you look that stat up? Somebody has to have that. Running the wing tee successfully in 20. I'm telling you, man.
I don't know.
Those dudes.
Well, I was
still
impressed.
complaining about the Cowboys.
I was impressed when Navy ran the fake speed option pass.
Oh yes.
To the other side of the field. I'm like, you know how many times I've tried to run that play in NCAA college football, and it's never worked. And then I'm like, is that what that play is supposed to look like? But
dude,
my real question here is Blake Horvath the next Josh Allen? Running for 200, passing for 100.
Yeah, the game of his life, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, they got some dudes, man. That there was a transfer from Army, the running back, I think. I didn't even know you could do that, but apparently you can do it before your junior year.
Can you? Yeah, I mean, I guess they don't really have the portal, do they?
Army or Navy that ran the speed option way to narrow it down. It was one of them, man. I can't remember. I think it was Navy that ran it, and the guy from Army just stuck him. That game is so awesome, man. It's just like Tex said, it's so disciplined. Like there's not too many mistakes. It's just execution football, which is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, when you got 18, 19, 20 guys in the box, 80% of the plays, that's how they wrote it up. That's how football is created. Everybody in the box.
Shout out Army and Navy. I love that game every year. Secondly, so let's salute the entire state of the Dakotas. I mean, North Dakota has to feel really bad because this was blowout city everywhere. Montana State is a wagon. They are an absolute dude. They are
That quarterback
They're
is
bullies,
something else,
dude.
man.
They are bullies. I don't know.
Go ahead.
At the beginning of the year, Montana State had a different running back, so I don't know who this guy is, but shout out to the running back from Montana State. He drinks 2 gallons of water a day.
Jeez.
That's
Now
so
he does
much
that.
water, dude.
That's a lot of water. He must not eat a ton.
Hey, he must be a really good teammate on that scale.
But I'm telling you, dude, Montana State's
The P color scale.
Bad teammate, dude. I don't understand or even know when. Mario might be able to answer this. When all the good teams in FCS became from the states that nobody lives in.
I don't get
Montana, Dakota, the Dakotas. Like, how those are the 4 best teams. That's crazy. Like, to me, that's wild.
I think North Dakota State's fraudulent because they play in a dome. All these other
Yeah.
teams play outside.
Yeah, they're like the Vikings and the Lions.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no offense. Actually, all the offense, North Dakota State. I can't stand them. But we get North Dakota State and South Dakota State in the Final Four. And then we get South Dakota and Montana State. So that's incredible.
I don't understand how these Southeastern teams aren't still running the table.
Mercer was the only one really in this. I guess Incarnate Word now. But all these other teams are like West.
They got blown out.
Yeah, they got Trey Lance.
All of them got blown out.
Yeah, this was terrible. Now the other division, like Division 2 and 3, there were some pretty close games in there. I think Division 3? There were some pretty close games. So, but salute to all those who made it to the semifinals. It's gonna be awesome. There should be some good game. I think it's chalk too. I think it's all top 4 seeds that made it. So, anywho, okay. One more thing: Denver and Indianapolis, the Colts and the Broncos. That was hilarious, dude. You guys probably didn't see it, but
The fake play.
Yeah, where the pick six.
Yes, Aiden.
Like, they've got
to
the
Aiden
game.
Mitchell.
First, Jonathan Taylor drops the ball before he crosses the goal line. That's the second one I saw today. There was a guy from Cincy who did it too. Jonathan Taylor drops the ball like he's run. I mean, huge touchdown run, would have been 20 to 10 or whatever it would have been. Game would have been pretty much out of reach. And then, nope, Jonathan Taylor drops the ball as he's going in, touchback. And then they give up that horrendous pick six, which was hilarious.
Hilarious.
They run a bubble screen to the right side of the field, Tex. And then they try to throw it all the way back to the left side of the field. But the Broncos picked it off and went. And he did to grab his nuts as he jumped into the end zone and got him a penalty. So. So, who's y'all's pick for the winner? Dude, Montana State's they're 13-0. They're a wagon. I would pick Montana State, 100%.
Yeah, I would say they're going to do it. That quarterback is good.
Are they back to back or is South Dakota State back to back?
It's South Dakota State's one to lose.
I'll go them.
You would. Bo Nix, dude. Bo Nix was terrible today. Until the very end when he decides to throw to Cortland Sutton, and I'm playing a guy who has Bo Nix and Cortland Sutton, and that got him like 15 points, pretty much put the game out of reach. Stupid.
Yes, I bet that play did look great.
I bet it didn't look good in practice.
Unless your boys were at safety.
Hey.
And we would have done that too.
Hey, hand behind the head. Hit the Dion.
You did that to Hunter a few times.
Wait, you're talking about the guy from Montana State. That QB's a crazy dude. He's a load too. Love that. Okay. Let's get out of this. Unless I had something else. I don't think I have anything else. Nope. It's the shambles meter time. So everybody football. Yay. Okay, more football. We've got the shambles meter, and then we got Homer Alley with questions. So shambles meter, here it comes. Again, everybody could have submitted one, but they didn't. Okay. Number one on the shambles meter, ladies and gentlemen, is the San Francisco 49ers.
Yes.
2025 schedule. Because if they finish in last place.
The team. What do you mean the schedule?
That's the next year's schedule.
The team should be on the shambles meters.
No. It's the 2025 schedule. I said you all have the template. You can submit your ballots for the shambles meter, and this was the final draft. The 2025 schedule for the San Francisco 49ers. Going to be a last place divisional schedule.
The shambles meter's on the shambles meter right now.
Okay, make it. You know what? Make a shambles meter. Send it to me. I'll put it up here. Number 2, and that's because everybody's like, "Oh, the Niners, they're on the shambles meter. This and that. They lost to the Rams, but whoop-de-doo. This and that. Whatever. Y'all are crazy." First of all, neither McVay, Shanahan, or Mike McDaniel scored touchdowns in like 6 quarters. I think everybody's figured out that offense. It's over. Number 2 is the Commanders, because they almost got beat by the Saints, who played 2 different quarterbacks and who both stink. So I don't know how in the world the Commanders even blew that lead, and I don't know how the Saints didn't score that 2-point conversion because somebody was wide open and Spencer Rattler missed him.
I thought my pick for that game was toast, because making it on Wednesday, I had no idea that David Carr wasn't playing. I had no idea what was going on.
I don't know what to make of the Commanders. They won 9 games. Most they've won since 1992, but I don't know. I think they're going to get in the playoffs, but they just keep winning games. Good for them.
Well, athletic quarterback.
So, and then number 3 is Kansas City Chiefs offense, because look at this, boys. Watch this. Somebody made the poll. They haven't given up 30 points since the Super Bowl against the Eagles. Well, you know what else hasn't happened? Watch this. Hold on. Well, of course it's not going to work.
Watching.
I can't get it to work. It froze up. Oh, and then it just disappeared. Well, that's great.
Are you watching?
Did you see it, Tex? Did you see
it? No.
The thing just stopped working. Of course.
I'm reviewing. So I've while you're trying to figure out how to get it, I've been making a playoff machine where the Cowboys make the playoffs, and they got to win out.
Okay.
But they got to have help from the Panthers. They got to have help from the Panthers. They've got to have help from the Falcons.
No.
The Falcons got to beat the Redskins. The Panthers got to beat who they got to beat. Panthers got to beat. Where is it at? Panthers got to beat. Golly, man. Go back through all these tabs.
What
Panthers got to beat the Falcons the last week of the season to knock them out. The Bears got to beat the Packers.
The Packers.
But there's a way to do it. Yeah.
Dude, I don't know what happened to this
thing. Of contention for the last seed. I mean, there's a whole set of steps, but it's possible. I just went through and did it. It's possible the Cowboys can do this. They just need help. They need help. They need some key losses.
What are the odds of that?
It's less than 1%, but we'll see.
Is it worth putting 10 cents down on?
I've already put my future in. They make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Think about what it would be now.
This is what I wanted to show.
I'll put another one in.
This is what I wanted to show you guys. I had to reset the entire slideshow there, which is infuriating because I spend a lot of time getting it in order. So the shambles meter right here is Josh says anything's possible. So you've been sitting there making the Cowboys make the playoffs, whatever. Oh my gosh.
I've been trying to figure out how it's going to happen. I was sitting there like, if I'm going to say it's going to happen, need help for the Falcons. Need help.
Kirk Cousins can't even get his own team into the playoffs. You think you can get your team into the playoffs?
The Falcons have to beat the Redskins in Week 17. They have to beat them.
I mean, that's possible.
Eagles got to beat the Redskins next week. Yeah, Eagles got to beat the Redskins next week.
That's revenge game for
Yep.
for Cousins.
Mm-hmm.
There's only been
the Vikings have to beat the Seahawks.
Well, the Seahawks might be out without Geno, so. Also, there have only been 5 teams this season who have not yet scored more than 30 points in a game. The 2-11 Raiders, the 2-11 Giants, the 3-10 Patriots, the 3-10 Jets, and the 12-1 Chiefs. So they'll sit there and tell you, we haven't given up 30 since Super Bowl. And it's like, yeah, well, you can't score more than 30 points. Look at this list you're on. Look at this company you're keeping. Are you kidding
Bill
me?
scored 30 on him.
So I'm saying the Bills scored. Oh my goodness, Sam Howell's going to get everything. Going to get people blown up. But yeah, so that's the stat I wanted to show was the fact that they can't. And let's bring this back up. And then number 4, Tom Brady's on the shambles meter, and the reason is not because of his broadcasting. It's because I think I got another hot take of the Bill Belichick thing. Bill Belichick going back to college to win a national title because Tom Brady couldn't win a title there because he's trying to one-up him in the who won the divorce between Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. Belichick's trying to get a national title.
That's
Tom
a deep
Brady
cut.
didn't get one of those. That's a deep
trick right there.
That makes sense though, right?
I mean, Tom Brady doesn't have one.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody said he won because he won a Super Bowl. Bill Belichick's like, well, you know what? Maybe if I go back, win a national title, then I've got Tom Brady. So, if so facto. So, wait, wide receiver injuries, horrible on that. It was hit like 19 times. Who was hit 19 times?
Mahomes.
Oh, yes.
I told you though, if he keeps getting hit like that, if he keeps getting hit that many times a game, he's gonna get dinged up.
Hitch said he looked back, he went back and found it. He's so bad. I knew he was bad. He's been steaming for like an hour. That's a breakup for you, Tex. Okay. That's the shambles meter. Let's remove that. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Homer Alley. So there's 2 people on here that have wins. J-Vi, you get to go first. The Bills have beaten the Lions. What was the final score? 48-42. Come out of Detroit with the win. Revenge game for our guy. Game for our guy. Oh, look who shows up right in time. Look at you 2. Nobody shows up last week when the Bills lose. And now, look, you 2 are in unison. This is ridiculous. Go ahead, J-Vi.
I mean, we just dominated the whole game. I was kind of in and out to start the game because it was like I knew the Lions received, and then all of a sudden the Bills have it at the 10-yard line about to score. And I'm like, I swear I wasn't watching for 30 seconds, and I don't know what happened. But, I mean, right from the get-go, Josh had 250 yards passing in the first half. That is crazy. He also, in his last 4 games, wait, I took a picture of it. Let me get to my pictures. In his last 4 games against the Chiefs, the Niners, the Rams, and Detroit, he has 1,200 yards passing, 220 yards rushing, 16 touchdowns, and 1 interception. MVP.
You're really all in on this MVP because you want to have that in case things go sideways. I'm pretty sure that's what you want.
What could go sideways?
I mean, all these expectations. People are thinking all we hear.
Our offense is peaking at the right time. Our defense is going to get healthy for the playoffs, and we're going to be rolling.
Okay, I have questions.
Okay.
I have questions. Does it concern you that Josh Allen flops too much?
No.
He's flopping way too much. You have to admit that.
He's been a flopper. Greatest soccer
getting,
player in the world's a flopper. Ronaldo.
This isn't soccer, buddy.
It's football. It's football.
No, it's football.
It's football. It's
That's number 1. Number 2, the Bills can't score from the 2-yard line. We've seen it 2 weeks in a row. Concerned. Wait, we lost you there. He muted himself. Oh, now look, now we're asking the hard.
That is true. That was a bad series.
We're asking the hard hitting questions, Tex, and then he leaves. I'm telling you. We can't hear him now. How about that? Oh, he left. We asked him a hard question.
Yep.
That's all it took.
Yep. Well, if the Seahawks lose out, that also helps. We don't have to have the.
Are you still talking about the Cowboys?
Yep. I went through them and like readjusted. I was like, there's multiple paths here. There's multiple.
You're pulling for the all-white Packers. The frozen tundra.
This one's pretty much done.
I don't know. They just got a turnover.
I think that we're. I'm.
This one's over.
Okay, answer my question.
This is over.
What was your question? My phone kicked me out.
The Bills can't score from the 2-yard line the second week in a row. That's a concern.
Yeah, but we do that every game.
That's concerning.
Why is that concerning?
The Eagles do it all the time.
We get it there. The Eagles don't get it to the 2-yard every drive. We do.
Yes, they do. I have Saquon Barkley on my fantasy team. They get it to the 1-yard line more than anybody in the history of football at any level.
He gets it to the 1-yard line.
It's unbelievable how many times that guy gets a push. We do have a question. Do we let Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams have one more run? Dude, absolutely. Yes. Not because I think
Jets are bad. I'm okay with it.
I'm not saying because they'd be good. I'm just saying because it would be so entertaining. It would be so entertaining.
There's no way the Jets bring him back.
Some say he doesn't flop enough.
Love that take. Love that.
Bimo says they can score. The coaches are outthinking themselves. So the coaches are smarter than the 2-yard line.
That was, honestly, my phone cut me off. I don't understand for the life of me why teams do that. And the Bills are normally notorious for it. Brady's been on fire lately with play calling. But the Lions have the best 1-2 punch for running backs in football. And they didn't run the football today. They thought, the Bills have 3 backups in their secondary. We can just throw it all over the yard. And they did to a certain point, but a lot of that was, the Bills just dropping coverage because they were up 17 points or 10 points. But
it was the MVP game. They wanted to showcase golf. I told you this weeks ago. I said this is the MVP game.
Yeah,
Golf versus Allen.
If they just ran the football, we give up chunk plays.
I agree. Just run the football.
But that's what gets people beat is they get away from what they do best. And that's what they did. They have to run the ball Goff had a decent day today, but like I said, a lot of those were, come from behind stats.
They did score. Well, the fumble from Amon-Ra St. Brown, it's turnover. How many turnovers do the Bills have? Do they have any turnovers today?
0.
There you go.
They've had turnover in the last 2 games.
Whoa. Better knock on some wood. And the CO stat says, hey, at least we score. I think that's a shot at me, directed to the 49ers.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
you know what a touchdown is?
I do.
6 points for those.
Did you see Charbonnet just turn that edge into French toast? Magnifique. Charbonnet. That's how it works, AK.
That's right. Dude, look.
Captain.
You think you're going to sit here and bash me about the 49ers? I've sat here and watched them play in 3 Super Bowls. They've lost, but your teams haven't even been close, so I'm fine.
We have been close. We made the NFC Championship.
Hey, I'm just telling you, we're still in the playoff hunt. Are you?
Yes,
Ooh.
We're still in the hunt. We're still on the graphic, buddy.
No, there's no way. I haven't seen one
Wait,
single
they're going to
scenario.
show it tonight, and you're going to see they're on the graphic.
I haven't seen one single scenario.
And guess what?
I've been sitting here working on it.
Seahawks losing.
Not one single scenario where the 49ers make it.
Well,
yes. Seahawks lose helps our case, and we're only 2 games back. You're lucky we didn't win the other night. We'd only be one game back.
Build your model.
I'm not. No,
I've got multiple pathways for the Cowboys to make it in.
Okay.
I mean, come
to
on.
The Cowboys. Also, the Lions are obsessed with offensive lineman touchdowns. Can't blame them. It looks awesome.
Yes,
but
it does.
They're obsessed with it. They do it almost every game. Every game.
Coach Moore always said too, when you run trick plays, that's telling the other team that your stuff isn't good enough to beat their stuff.
I don't know about that. I think the Lions are just trying to be like, look at us.
I don't know.
No, I don't think that. And then they did an onside kick with 12 minutes.
The whole division is fraud.
Oh, the Vikings?
I think the whole NFC North is fraud. I looked it up. The Vikings, outside of their conference, have 2 wins against teams that have a winning record.
You mean outside of their division?
Yes, outside of their division. 2 wins against teams that have a winning record. That screams fraud to me.
That's what happens when they play good teams. That's what happens.
No, when they play bad teams.
Why did they do an onside kick with 12 minutes to go? They're only down by 10.
I have no idea, but that was a crazy athletic play by Mac Hollins to tip that ball. He jumped, he tipped the ball, and then snagged it with one hand and almost ran it back for a touchdown.
Hey, you're a Mac guy. You a Mac guy?
I'm a Mac vibes guy. I'm not a Mac special teams guy at all. Get Mac Hollins off of special teams.
He did down that punt inside the 3.
Yeah.
It almost went through his legs, too. I was like, you got to be kidding me, dude. Like, he had to catch it with his ankles. Is it Darnold or the coach? It's Darnold. It's 100% Darnold. I think the coach is good. I think O'Connell's a good coach.
Yeah, look what he did with Kirk.
I'm saying.
He got Kirk another huge contract.
Yeah. So, I think it's the coach for sure. Darnold's going to – look, this is all fun and games. Darnold is going to do something in the playoffs that is going to be he's going to do the Dr. Pepper challenge in the playoffs.
Is it because he's never been there?
He's going to chest pass backwards over his head doing something stupid. I guarantee it. We're going to stop the Bills anyway. Might as well try to steal a possession. True.
They almost got the one at the end of the game.
They did. Oh yeah, that's a weird one because everybody starts pointing like they got it. I'm like, oh man, they got it.
Yeah.
But it never works. It's like that gets me hype, and then we were gonna get a Hail Mary, but I don't know. It just confuses me, and I believe whoever points first doesn't matter. I'm like, oh, the Detroit got it.
I believe the second person that points too because like, oh, maybe they can see something that the other person can't.
And they're both just. And then there's a guy who's pointing the other wrong way on the team. That guy's awesome. So, anyways, another good question. Do we believe in Baltimore? No, I don't.
I believe in Baltimore during the regular season. If my team plays them in the regular season, even before this year, I'm like, we struggle with Baltimore. We can't ever figure them out. But when we play them in the playoffs, I do not fear them at all.
They go away from their game plan all the time.
Like the Lions did today.
Yeah. They go away from their game plan way too much. It's until they prove otherwise, I have no reason to believe that they're going to do anything in the playoffs. I'm sorry. It's pretty much the same core. If they're smart, they'll hand the ball to Derrick Henry like 50 times.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly what they should do.
Nobody wants to hit that dude 40 times.
Then you've got play action too. Like,
if they do play action with him like we're doing it at the beginning of the season, Lamar's throwing wide open touchdown passes.
So I just don't get it. Derrick Henry didn't score. I was like, well, I don't know. I was watching that game, but Lamar was throwing 5 touchdowns. The Giants couldn't cover anybody. There were people running wide open everywhere. Tex, Cowboys win. Tell us about it. Well, you already told us their playoffs.
They looked pretty good. Still in it for the playoffs. Multiple pass. The defense looked really, really good. front seven all over the place. Didn't give Panthers much room. We had some great catches by CD, some good throws, superior planning. It just looked like they were more ready for that game than the Panthers were, which is as decent as the Panthers looked the last couple of weeks. Was comforting to me.
See, I told you, there it is. In the hunt, San Francisco 6-8. Look at your screen above the Cowboys.
Yeah, but I just built a whole bunch of scenarios, and their path is almost impossible. So the Cowboys have multiple pathways.
You're over here telling me you got to wait for Kirk Cousins in Week 18 to beat the Redskins in our path.
No.
I
went through multiple. So look, even it's week first off, it's week 17. But yeah, we need that one. We need that one bad, because if that happens, if the Redskins beat the Falcons in that week in Week 18, it's over.
What was that play by Sam Howell?
That's the one linchpin. That's the one linchpin. That can't happen. That can't happen.
He threw it.
Oh, he threw. Okay, that thing came out like behind his head. I'm like, what did he just do? Like in pass motion, that was funny. Ed says
basically the Redskins got to lose out. They got to lose out. The Redskins got to lose out for us to have a chance.
That's what you're banking on. The truth comes out. We all need the Commanders or the Redskins to lose out or whatever. Tex, don't say the Cowboys look good. Y'all played the Panthers. It was horrible to watch. I'd rather break glass with my teeth than watch that game. Tell them, dude. Tell them. They made the Panthers look inferior.
They eliminated the Panthers from the playoffs.
Oh, they did.
Yeah,
that was an elimination game?
That was an elimination game.
So you're in the playoffs right now.
Mm-hmm.
How small is Bryce Young?
I mean, we were pretty high up, so I couldn't.
He's
so he was small.
He's like
they're all small.
Can't confirm he was small, but he was the smallest of the small. Okay.
They were all small. He made a couple good throws. There's a touchdown pass where he got absolutely waxed, and they took it to the house for like 80 yards early in the game. I was like, okay, this is going to be a long day.
Coker.
It's going to be a long day. This is how it's going to be.
I saw Coker. I saw who that was.
Cowboys.
Now that you're coach, when you go to the game, yeah, I mean, it's like watching all 22 up there where you were sitting. Are you like, are you coach at the game, or are you enjoy the game and be a fan?
I'm trying to watch. I like watching what they do in the defensive backfield, how they rotate the guys over, how they're disguising stuff. But I spend a lot of my day today refilling popcorn buckets and taking girls to the bathroom and making sure that hand warmers were staying in pockets and stuff like that. So I was trying to watch, but a lot of it was mostly keeping kids comfortable.
Were you pointing things out to?
You're the coordinating.
No, he was watching. He's watching the game on his own. He was watching it, and he was like, "Hey, did you see that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I saw that." And so he's watching it and trying to analyze it too.
Nice.
He's pointing things out to me, which is good. That means he's a football guy.
Football guy.
He's a football guy.
Love that. Edge says, "Why'd you stay in the upper deck? There was no one there. You could have basically was it more Cowboys and Panthers fans?
It was about 50-50. There's a lot of Cowboys fans there, but it was about 50-50. The parking lot that we parked in last time was absolutely packed, and they had the DJs going over there. But the last game I went to earlier in the year didn't have anything because they were basically at that point throwing in the towel. And this game, everybody was excited about. They were excited about it again after they won a couple games.
Hey, they were in play. That was a playoff game.
They were. But yeah, they were. It was definitely a more live scene than it was the last game I went to, for sure. Parking went up, way up. It doubled.
Yeah, but got to pay for a new stadium.
Yep. I don't think the parking has anything to do with the new stadium.
Does it?
This guy. those guys are paid for whatever their new buildings are or whatever. I don't know.
Oh
Paying
man.
to fill the potholes in the parking lot or whatever they do with that money. I don't know what they do with that money.
Hey, it's all fugazi, dude. It's all a ruse. Okay. So Cowboys to the playoffs, you're saying?
Yeah.
My
I think
only question was
there's a
quarterback.
path. It all hinges on the Redskins losing out there. They can't win another game.
You're asking them to lose 3 straight games.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. They play the Eagles next week.
I agree.
They play the Falcons, which is definitely a toss-up. And then the last game of the year is between the Cowboys and the Redskins.
Could be a playing
football
game.
team, the Commanders, whatever you want to call them.
They got flex
and that would be an absolute electric game.
like the Dolphins Bills last year.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Is that a flex game? It could be a flex game. I don't know.
Let's do the not the how dare yous. Let's do the electric football drop. Okay, here we go. Oh gosh.
In that last week, you could potentially have a battle for the 1 seed between the Lions and the Vikings.
I thought you were going to say the Cowboys. I was like, "There's no way that you came up with a scenario where the Cowboys are the 1 seed."
No, but there's a battle for the 1 seed in that last week. There's all kinds of stuff going on last week, man. That'd be a great week if all these things played out the way that I've got it set up here.
Fortune teller. Josh said, "What's the deal with the Chargers?" Chargers are fraudulent. They don't really do anything well offensively, in my opinion. I think they benefited early on from a weak schedule, and their defense padded their stats.
Yeah, the Chargers thought that they, were it, and then
J.K. Dobbins going out hurt them a lot.
And the Chiefs beat them, and they realized that they weren't it.
And they invited Judge Judy to the game. Do with that whatever you want.
Him and his dad are big Judge Judy fans.
Oh! Packers almost lost the ball there. So, yes, what are we going to do? Oh, we were going to do the DFS picks and bets. Let's take a look at this, boys, because we're 117 and 113 so far. Here we go. First up, Goat Rack Bargain Bins, NFL CFS or college football DFS and bets. J-Bye. A lot of green on this page, my friend.
Yes. My Thursday night bet, I got lucky with that one because I was doing that to get a Niners win and it didn't work, but it worked for me.
I told you when you did that.
Army-Navy game, this is like the first time a team's won by more than 7 points in like 4 or 5 games. So when I saw Navy was +7, that was an automatic hit for me. I would have gone if it was the other way. If the two teams were flip-flopped and it was +7 Army, automatic hit. I got a backdoor cover with Western Michigan and South Alabama. Western Michigan was down 10 with like 4 minutes left, and they decided to kick a field goal instead of go for a touchdown. Hit it. They ended up losing by 7. So covered that.
You believed in him.
NFL, Bucks, Chargers. I mean, like y'all said, Baker's on fire. I knew the Bucks would cover that themselves probably, which they did, I think. Maybe they had 40.
They had 40.
Yeah. Cincinnati knew they would crush the Titans. This New Orleans pick, I made that pick not knowing Derek Carr wasn't playing. I just thought that New Orleans was playing well at the time. Washington wasn't playing that well. I thought it was weird that it was +7. So I took it, not knowing all the facts. Same goes for the Pittsburgh game. I made this pick. The only one I didn't win all weekend. I made this pick not knowing George Pickens wasn't playing. And I made this pick before I knew that Najee Harris was at Dave & Buster's on Friday night. At office Christmas parties.
Yep.
So that pick should be voided. I went undefeated this weekend.
Hey, 6-1. That's not bad though, dude.
No, I had a good weekend. I had a good weekend. I had a very good weekend.
Tex. Take us through it.
So, picked Army money line, didn't work out, but the over hit. South Alabama money line hit over, the under hit in that game also. I started getting nervous at the end, but I'm glad they kicked that field goal. And then for the NFL, Niners, an absolute terrible game. Didn't even get close to hitting the over. Didn't even get close to the number.
That be forfeited because AK didn't.
Yeah. But
I didn't know
Washington money line hit, under didn't hit. Cincinnati covered and the over hit. Jets covered and the over hit.
Whoa. Washington, like the Commanders?
Yeah.
The under didn't hit. It was 20-19. They scored 39 points.
I must.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I got that one.
Yeah,
You had under 43.5. I'm looking at the score right now. The
because they played
Commanders
New Orleans covered.
in this. So if you had Washington money line,
well, I guess they did.
They won, and you had the under 43.5. They scored 39 points total.
Okay, I guess I missed that one then. However, the rest of them hit. Jets covered, over hit. Dallas covered, and that over hit. Thanks to some late game touchdowns from the Panthers, and then the Miami game did not hit anything for me. Miami didn't cover, nor did the over hit. And then the Knicks Sutton stack was mixed.
Dude. No, it screwed me in one of my fantasy football playoffs because they got a garbage time touchdown late. It was trash.
Oh, it did?
Yes. The guy has Knicks and Sutton stacked together, and so it ended up being worth like 15 points and probably put the match out of reach. So I blame you.
It personally wounded you, but it didn't work out so well because Knicks only had 130 yards, 3 interceptions.
He had 13 points, and Sutton had like 11.
Yeah, because he had 3 receptions, 32 yards, and 1 touchdown, which is a great productive day as far as scoring goes, but as far as yards goes, which is where you get most of your points, didn't pan out.
Trash.
Yeah.
10 for 6.
You want that guy to hit 15 to 20 points.
Okay. Jalen McMillan for your DFS lineups, he had a really good day. I think he had like 20-something points in your faces. Rico Daddle, he had a pretty good day too, didn't he? He ran the ball pretty well.
Yeah, he just didn't score.
I was 1-4. This was bad because hold on. Miami and Houston over 47. Nope, that didn't hit. Cleveland +4 versus Kansas City. Nope. Thanks, 6 picks. Western Michigan money line versus USA. Should have known. Never do that against the armed forces, or not the armed forces. What was it? Salute to Veterans Bowl. That was stupid on my part. Army Navy over 38.5. Yes. So 1-3. 1-3.
I live bet that Army Navy over. When I got it, it was 40.5. The way they were scoring, I hit it hard.
I'll tell you this. That was 17-18. We were 18-9 this week. That's pretty good, boys.
Yeah.
That brings our total to 135 and 122 on the season. It's 13 games above 500.
Let me tell you what. Whenever you do those same game parlays with the money line pick and the over and under, and those hit, that get you some bank right there. I built up a nice little bank for next week on that one.
Right.
Came out big plus money.
Nice.
Love it.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I might do some 25-cent bets next week.
Ooh.
Some double E unit and a half.
Let's go. Butch has his futures for the Steelers, Vikings, Seahawks, and Atlanta. Well, the Atlanta one's probably dead. And then he had Niners, Bills.
Steelers might be dead.
Yeah, that one might be sunk. So Butch was 1-1. And then DYLON Bryce Young over 13.5 rushing yards. I don't know if he did that one or not.
I can
And
tell you.
Aaron Rodgers did
Give
hit
me a
that
second.
one. Yeah, look up. And he said to use Chuba, which he was not that great. Dowdle was pretty good. Herbert, if the Vlad McConkey plays, and then Quentin Johnson if Vlad is out. So
Vlad scored a touchdown.
Vlad scored a touchdown. So did Quentin Johnson. So
Oh,
there you go.
should have played both.
So if DYLON hit both of his prop bets, which he usually does.
Bryce Young had 12 yards.
Oh, loser. Dang it.
Wow.
He hadn't gotten sacked. Okay. Next up, final segment is how dare you?
You did have a rushing touchdown, though. Should have bet that.
All right, here we go.
How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare me? How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you, sir? You're gross.
How dare you?
How dare yous? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Go.
J-Val was asking me earlier why I didn't move down to lower bowl or do something else. Because whenever we first got there, there was this group of guys who were sitting in these seats behind us. And then a couple people showed up, and then they had to move down. Then some more people showed up, and they had to move again. And some more people showed up, and they had to move again to their actual seats, which was way over on the very top row in another section. So that's why I didn't move. How dare you, the guys who don't sit in their seats for the game until they actually see what's going on.
Hey,
People
that
are always
wasn't
trying
me,
to
that
get
was-
up in there.
That was it.
It was weird. Like, we didn't even have great seats, but they were moved all the way down there. I was like, man, that sucks for those guys. They had to move like 4 times.
Like me at the Niners game.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh no. Oh no.
My how dare you goes out to Father Time.
Oh.
How dare you, Father Time, making kickers not be themselves and just let them go out peacefully. Justin Tucker's had a terrible year. The Ravens have 5 losses for 22 points. They've lost by a total of 22 points, those 5 losses.
Mm-hmm.
And those 5 losses, Justin Tucker has 22 points worth of missed field goals. How dare you, Father Time? He was such a good kicker. And it's you go out on top or you play long enough to be the villain.
He is. That's sad. Very sad. It is funny to dunk on him though.
Yeah.
Just
He's
because
not
like
for our team, but
yes.
hey, Bass. I thought Bass was out of his funk. We got to get back in the lab, get some things done.
We got to do something because that field goal miss that's 24-yarder.
He left it open.
Left his hips open.
Foot. It's like he tried to pass it. He tried to pass it in instead of trying to drill it in.
Well, the Cowboys tried to kick like a 70-yarder there before the half.
I saw that.
I was worried they're going to have a kick 6 because the guy caught it, and I was like, oh, no, we're going to have a kick 6. I just know it. And if the guy would have made one different cut, if he'd have made one different cut there at the end of his run, the whole other side of the field was open. And he missed. He just took it out of bounds instead of trying to cut it back inside there.
Why would he try to? The half was over. Why didn't he try to score?
I don't know. Like, I saw the whole. I was like, oh no, please don't go, please don't go, please don't go. And he took it out. He must have not have seen it. It was just a big mass of bodies coming at him. There was a lane for him.
My how dare you goes out to this tweet. It says, true or false, Matthew Stafford is the most underrated quarterback in the NFL. This was after the game they played the 49ers where nobody scored a touchdown and Matt Stafford threw for like 150 yards.
Oh, man. Back to the 49ers.
Well,
not even in the playoffs, dude. Drop it.
No, I got into an argument with people because I commented underneath it. I was like, why are they? I forgot what I said. It was something about, hey, why did we choose this for a guy that completed 50% of his passes in 160 yards. What are we doing here? And then all the Rams people came after us, by the way. I mean, all of them. Some big famous Rams Brothers podcast was yelling at us. These guys don't know ball. The guy watches one game. He obviously didn't watch the game. I was like, dude, I watched every snap. He threw 3 picks that got dropped. What do you want me to do? And they're like, no, he didn't. They were tipped. I'm like, do you want video proof? I have it right here. So I'm sitting there yelling at these people. I'm like, they could have picked last week's game to say, is he the most underrated quarterback when he threw for 360 yards and 3 touchdowns? Not the game where he threw for 150 yards and no touchdowns. That was my whole point. Like, why did they do this for this game? I don't understand it. How dare you, FanDuel, for getting me into some argument with this? People are like, you're just clickbaiting. I'm like, no, I'm not. The guy threw for 150 yards. Does that warrant being underrated? No. Like, these are the facts. Those are the stats. He threw for 150 yards. How is he underrated? Say it last week when he was in a duel with Josh Allen, both of them throwing for 5 million yards. It was a downpour.
But the Bills D is suspect.
That was a heck of a catch, dude. If he caught that ball, holy smoke.
Wow.
Romeo Dobbs. Hey, I've got him on the bench too in my fantasy, so that could probably cost me a win. So just getting dunked on left and right over here. So that was my how dare you. The only other thing is the Heisman was Saturday night. And here's the results, boys. What do we think of the Heisman voting? Travis Hunter wins it. Closest race since 2009. Thoughts?
Is that Ingram and Gerhardt?
I don't know. Who won the
Sure that's
Heisman?
Ingram won it that year.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the Ingram Gerhardt year.
I saw Toby Gerhardt at the NCAA Hall of Fame banquet. He was getting inducted with Armani. And he looks like he's like a 50-year-old top CEO at some bank. I was like, who is that guy? They're like, Toby Gerhardt. I was like, what?
He was absolutely a monster too.
Yeah, he was a monster.
Yeah, that was the Gerhardt. That was the Gerhardt year. Ingram Gerhardt.
If I had a vote, I would have voted Gene T.
Yes, dude.
Just because of the year he's having. I
remember
Travis
now.
Hunter, what do you remember?
Gerhardt had 1,800 yards or 1,871 yards. Where's his touchdowns? 28 touchdowns and finished second. And Ingram had 1,658 and 17 touchdowns and finished first. That's a big controversy because Gerhardt had all the stats on a worse team, but Ingram played for the team that I think they went and won it that year. That's the year they beat Texas.
Oh, and then it's completely flipped here where Ginty has all the stats and he has the team that's getting a bye in the playoff, but no. And he missed 8 quarters of football because they were beating the wheels off of people. I mean,
and Colorado didn't make it to their own conference championship.
The CEO stats did send us what Ginty said before, and he said something like, you know, it's a shame that I do play running back because I can't play both ways because it's so demanding. And I was like, that's an interesting point. Like every time he touches the ball, he's getting hit.
Yeah.
And Travis Hunter isn't hitting people probably on, I would say, 80% of his snaps.
Yeah.
70 to 80%. But the thing is Travis Hunter's like such a likable guy. Like
yeah,
his
he's
speech
a great
afterward.
player.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to be a good player. I just disagree with.
What I love the most about Gene T is that he showed up in Boise State gear. Like all the other guys were in like these designer whatevers, and he was like, no, I'm wearing blue and orange. You got to respect him for that.
Oh, yeah. Probably also the NIL money he's getting versus the NIL money they're getting.
True. Well, the thing is, too, like, we were sitting there watching it, and I turned to my right, and, like, my wife is, like, watching this intently, watching the Heisman ceremony. And I'm like, you don't ever watch football. Why are you watching this? Like, what's the deal here? And she said,
probably likes the stories.
That's exactly what she said. She goes, I love to hear his stories. Now I want to see what his dad's doing. Where's his dad at? And I was like, what? So here's what we do if we want people to watch football. We just overlay it with somebody telling a story about somebody's background. Just mash it up, right?
No, because then it turns into what the America's Got Talent is, or any of those type of shows where it's like,
oh yeah,
this person's parents are separated. This person's grandma died. It's everybody has overcome this.
Like every American Idol is every time they do a pre-story or The Voice, it's just like somebody died, or I got shot, or somebody else got shot. It's like, oh my gosh, man, we not just have
tragedy that in their life that they've overcome to get where they're at.
It's like I respect it, but it's like every single person doesn't have to be like that, do they? So, but I would have voted for Gene T. Travis Hunter's girlfriend. Have you seen his girlfriend? She didn't even get up when he won it. She was the only person in the building that didn't stand up. Deion Sanders had to nudge her to be like, hey, get up.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, Travis Hunter's a great player. I think he's going to be a great player going forward. I like him. Like you said, he's a likable guy. I just disagree with him winning this. I also disagree with him winning wide receiver, the Blitnikoff Award.
Over the San Jose State guy who literally led every category.
Yeah, he won the Triple Crown. Same thing with that happened in tight end. The guy for Penn State won it, and the Bowling Green tight end had the Triple Crown.
These people in the media are idiots. Idiots. This whole thing was
give us some votes. Give us some votes in this.
Give us votes. Like Deion Sanders and the whole Sanders family was like this. It was like their story for this year. So I don't know. Whatever. All right. That's it. That is episode 192. That's the wrong number up there. Don't pay attention to that. Anything else, boys? We've got Division 2, Division 3 playoffs, bowl season starting. We're going to be back Wednesday. Right?
Yeah.
All right. Tex, anything?
Go Cowboys.
No. Nobody cares about that.
Well, the Penguins outscore the 49ers. They scored 9 goals.
Hey, I had a good run at the top. For a while. I was top dog in our sports teams for a long time. It's all right.
The Sabres are about to knock themselves out of the playoffs.
We love football.
Go Niners. Still alive.
Still